Hello, and welcome to Dracula's Fan Fiction Theater. What have I created? A new username, perhaps. And by that I mean an actual username, perhaps. Anyway, to those guys who didn't catch the update yesterday for me. Actually, I guess 2 days ago, since I'm technically recording this at 1:45 a.m. on Sunday, since I was waiting for the neighbors to stop playing their music, and they kept going, and they're still going now. See, there it is, they're still partying hard. It's 1:50 a.m. I lied, it's not 1:45, it's like 1:49, according to the clock behind me, which is actually not really on it usually. Maybe like it's usually a minute off, but anyway, I'm doing a Halloween special today for you guys. And it's going to be a dark fic. And that's actually the only tag it has. Yeah. It is called Her Darkest Secret by Anonymous. That's ANONYMOOSE. Here's the description. Vinyl Scratch, the most famous DJ across the entirety of Equestria, holds a deep, dark secret. Why does she let no one into her music room? Not even her beloved Tavi, with a chapter entitled The Source of All Her Powers. Octavia Melody knocked 3 times on the door to her girlfriend's workroom. "Vinyl," she called through the closed door. "Lunch is ready. Come and join me when you can." As always, she heard the mad scramble as Vinyl crashed and clattered around the room, hiding whatever it was she didn't want to see. It was a point of contention between the two. Octavia didn't understand it. Vinyl had always joined her during her cello practice. It was sweet, as Octavia was fully aware that classical music was not Vinyl's choice in easy listening. Not that Octavia was overly enjoying it lately either, but Leopold Hofmer was in fashion amongst the elite, so her quartet had to oblige. So it stood to reason that, as a good girlfriend, Octavia should extend the same support to Vinyl. Unfortunately, Vinyl was adamant that Octavia was not allowed in her studio room. Octavia had made the mistake once of trying to enter the room. She had only wanted to clean the floor. She could have sworn it smelled like something had died in there. Vinyl had seen her try to open the door, and had rushed across and slapped her hoof away quite violently. Octavia hadn't been able to play the cello for a week. That, of course, had led to a very loud and long argument, which then led to some very vigorous make-up intimacy. Some time between the first scream and then the final moan, Vinyl had extracted a promise, an unbreakable promise, that Octavia would never go into Vinyl's workspace. The curiosity, though, it drove Octavia mad. "Ah, yeah," Vinyl cheered as she levitated her sandwich towards her muzzle. "Smoked eggplant with avocado and cream cheese on rye. My favorite." "You've been working so hard," Octavia said, kissing Vinyl on the cheek, before sitting down next to Vinyl on the couch. "I thought you deserved something special." "Thanks, Tavi. You're the best." "I'm not, really," Octavia muttered under her breath, lifting her own cucumber and lettuce sandwich by hoof. "So," she said, "I overheard your latest number. That piece you were working on—" "You were listening to me?" Vinyl gasped, her half-chewed meal hanging out her mouth. "I wasn't listening to you. Vinyl! Close your mouth. I didn't spend all that time making your favorite meal just for you to spill it on the floor." "Oh, sorry," Vinyl muttered, as she scooped a half-chewed cut of sandwich and popped it back into her mouth. "As I was saying," Octavia said, scowling at the uncouth display before her, "I wasn't listening in. I just overheard a little bit as I came to tell you lunch is ready." She gave her girlfriend a flat look. "You don't exactly keep your music down while you work." "Oh, Yeah, Vinyl replied, staring at the carpet. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap. You just know how sensitive. Vinyl let out a yawn. Sorry, sensitive I am about my music. Vinyl let out another yawn. Sorry, babe. Don't know why I'm feeling so sleepy. No, Octavia replied. I'm sorry. What for? You always get sleepy after eating eggplant. Vinyl's eyes widened before they started to droop. Her head started to loll to the side before gently hitting the cushion on the couch next to her. Her tinted glasses slid off of her face and fell to the floor. Tears streaked down Vinyl's face, the look of betrayal evident in those beautiful red eyes. Please, Tavi, don't. Her eyes closed, and her breath deepened. I'm sorry, my love, but this is tearing us apart. Octavia wiped away her own tears. You'll feel better once it is all in the open, I promise. Octavia raced up the stairs, towards Vinyl's room. Well, they hit pretty quick. An eggplant sandwich coma would only last 30 minutes tops with Vinyl. Octavia pushed through the door. The smell emanating from inside was truly terrible. It smelled of rotting food and sweat. Maybe that's the reason, Octavia chuckled to herself, that she doesn't want me in here. It truly is disgusting in here. She made her way to Vinyl's desk, wading through knee-high piles of discarded chip packets and soda cans. Just in front of her, she could see the recording equipment, illuminated by the dull light from Vinyl's laptop. The closer she approached, the worse the smell got. A putrid stench of something rotting mixed with sweat permeated from the floor around Vinyl's desk. Octavia gagged and did her best to fight the rising nausea that welled in her throat. Inches from the desk, Octavia's hoof connected with something solid, buried beneath the refuse strewn about Vinyl's desk. Whatever it was, there were wires coming from the mixing board, connecting to what was beneath the trash. It didn't make sense. Vinyl was fastidious about keeping her equipment clean and safe. It was about the only thing in the house she did. And the smell truly was something else. Octavia started to brush away the rubbish, curious to find what was underhoof. She screamed. Vinyl rolled over in her sleep. There was always something nice about midday naps, though something was tugging at the back of her mind, something telling her she had to wake up. Bucket. Whatever it was, it couldn't be more important than catching a few Z's. An ear-splitting scream awoke Vinyl from her food-induced stupor, and it all came back. No, 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 no. Vinyl ran as fast as she could towards the recording studio. Tavi, no! Tears streaked down her cheek. You promised! You promised! She rounded the corner and burst through the doorway. Her greatest fears had finally been realized. Octavia was standing there, above it, screaming over and over again. No, it can't. She couldn't. Tavi, please, Vinyl spoke, drawing the Earth Mare's attention to her. I'm sorry. I never wanted you to... No! Octavia screamed. Get back! Get away! Octavia backed away from Vinyl. Her eyes were filled with a fear Vinyl had hoped would never be turned on her. I'm sorry, Tavi. I never wanted you to know, Vinyl pleaded as she moved slowly through the trash towards her hopefully still girlfriend. Octavia looked again at the thing on the floor between them. Vinyl tried to get her attention again. Don't look at it, sweetie. Just look at me. I love you, okay? Please. Octavia started to hyperventilate. Please, I love you, Vinyl pleaded. Just look at me. This doesn't have to change anything. All your talent, your music, your popularity. Octavia glanced back at the floor. This is where it came from. I know, Vinyl said, ashamed. I know what's wrong. Don't think I don't know how sick and twisted this is, Vinyl screamed, causing Octavia to back her flank to the wall. This is why I told you to stay out. You could have just trusted me. We could have kept being happy. You didn't need to know. Octavia glanced back at the ground. Don't look at it. Look at me. Vinyl's eyes were alight with a fire Octavia had never seen before. Just forget what you saw, babe, please, Vinyl said, her voice softening. Just forget what you saw, and we can go back to the way things were. Octavia turned her gaze back to the floor. I'm sorry, Vinyl. I could never forget this. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh, that is that is the best punchline ever. Oh my gosh, that was the best punchline ever. I did not see that coming. That is amazing. One kind of issue I kind of have with this is that it's tagged only as dark. But I think that joke, though amazing, is just an image, but it is the best punchline ever, and I love it. But it kind of really kills the atmosphere. And that really that that was amazing. That was the most amazing punchline I have ever seen in my life. Probably one of the most amazing, at least. If it's not the most amazing, but that was the best punchline ever. At least in these readings. One thing that really irked me at the time, very close to the end, Vinyl says, I know what's wrong. And then immediately after, she starts screaming, Don't think I don't know how sick and twisted this is. And I think that needed a little bit of time between it. Because saying something ashamed, or saying something with shame, you're gonna say that more quietly. Like, I know what I did was wrong, blah, 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 blah. And then she immediately goes to screaming with really no reason to start screaming. Nothing that. I mean, obviously, Octavia broke the promise, but nothing conversationally provokes her to make her start screaming. I feel like that should have been. I think Octavia. Like, I really think the addition of one or two simple sentences describing Octavia looking back to the ground and Vinyl seeing what what seeing that Octavia doesn't believe her when she says that she knows it's wrong. And I think if you added that, author, I think that would help tremendously in that transition. But I mean, other than that, it was really good. Oh man, that was the best punchline ever. It's just so unexpected. Uh, jeez, that was amazing. It's a bop it. It's a bop it. Oh my gosh. Like I think everyone thought it was like a dead body or something, or like a demon altar, but no, it's a bop it, which is basically the same thing. I mean, we know how Hasbro is with their toys. Oh my god, I'm so glad I read this. Wasn't the dark fic I was expecting, but I mean, that's how you really get humor to work, I guess. When you use humor in a place where you don't expect it. Humor is essentially saying something that's unexpected. But it has a certain structure to it that I think this fic pulls off perfectly in over 1,000 words. I think it was like 2,000 or something. I'm not gonna check. But I mean, I could. Wouldn't take long. Just a bit of scrolling, say I'm already at the title. Well, no, obviously you don't see, but uh, I really, really like. It wasn't 2,000 words. I really liked this fic. It was amazing, especially the punchline. But I, it really irks me that it kind of killed the atmosphere at the end. But despite that, it was good. It did do the dark atmosphere well up to that point. If you guys have anything you guys want to say about this fic that I didn't say, you want to say something that you disagree with in what I said, go right ahead. The comments are below for just that. And of course, if you like the fic on FemFic. If you like my reading of the fic, then you can like the video. You can like the video if you want. You can dislike the video if you want. But I mean, as always, well, not as always. I've never said this before. But if you dislike the video, if you dislike my reading, let me know why. Let me know what you'd like me to change. I'm considering doing sound effects and like background music and all that, but my problem with that is that I would have no time to edit. I have to get like a week or I have to get a few weeks ahead in my recording schedule, and I would actually have to bother recording every week. Anyway, uh, I will try to get Gears in the Void Chapter 5 up tomorrow. This obviously isn't the Halloween special anymore. I'm sorry about that. I will try to get Gears in the Void Chapter 5 up tomorrow. If that doesn't work out, if I can't get it recorded in time, then basically after that, I'll just revert to the normal schedule. Gears in the Void will be next Saturday, and I'll just continue with the schedule from there with the normal cycle. So, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I do think I'll be doing a Christmas special though, and this time I think I will be recording it ahead of time. Anyway, I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I mean, I won't see you. You won't even see me. You'll kind of just hear me. Possibly see words on a screen if you're reading along. I mean, I don't really know how it works. But yeah, that was fun. See you next time.